Have you ever felt betrayed by what you thought you knew about health? Like the rules changed without you being told. For decades, we've been warned. Saturated fat is the enemy. Cholesterol is a silent killer. But what if the story we've been told is incomplete? What if, in our pursuit of health, we've been focusing on the wrong things entirely? Imagine your body as a magnificent city, a bustling metropolis of trillions of cells, each one a tiny building block of you. Now, every building in that city needs a strong foundation, right? Something to maintain its shape, its structure. That's cholesterol. It's the fundamental building material of every single cell membrane in your body. Without it, cells wouldn't be fluid, adaptable. They'd be rigid, unable to function, unable to live. It's not just about structure either. It's the precursor to vital hormones, estrogen, testosterone, cortisol. The very chemicals that govern our moods, our energy, our survival. To deny your body cholesterol is like trying to build a city without bricks. It's not just unwise, it's fundamentally unsustainable. Now, we hear a lot about cholesterol coming from our diet. We're told to avoid eggs, red meat, buttery, delicious foods. But let's unravel that assumption. For years, this was the accepted wisdom. But what if I told you that the cholesterol you eat has remarkably little impact on the cholesterol levels in your blood? It sounds almost unbelievable, doesn't it? It took the American Heart Association decades to come around to this understanding, finally acknowledging what research showed long ago. Think of your gut as a highly guarded border crossing. It's manned by specialized cells. We call them enterocytes, that control what gets in and what stays out. These cells aren't passive gatekeepers, they're sophisticated regulators. They possess two highly specific transporters. Imagine them as meticulously trained customs officials. The first, called Niemann-Pick C1-like-1, or NPC1L1, is designed to pull in cholesterol. Not just any cholesterol, but the kind your body makes, and the cholesterol that's already been used by the body, destined for recycling through bile. The second transporter, ATP-binding cassette G5-G8, handles the disposal. Any cholesterol the gut decides isn't needed gets sent on its way, out of the body. Here's the key: dietary cholesterol is different. It's structurally altered, it has a side chain attached. This alteration prevents it from being effectively transported into the body via the NPC1L1 transporter. It simply doesn't fit the keyhole. The body is remarkably efficient. It's constantly assessing its cholesterol needs. If levels are adequate, the dietary cholesterol is essentially rejected at the border, rerouted for elimination. We only manage to process, at most, 10–15% of the cholesterol we consume. The rest, it doesn't significantly alter the vast cholesterol pool already circulating within us. Even Ansel Keys, the very scientist often credited with demonizing fat, understood this back in the 1960s. He recognized that dietary cholesterol had a limited effect on blood cholesterol levels. Yet the narrative persisted. It became ingrained in our collective consciousness. The question isn't why the science was ignored, but how it was ignored for so long. So if dietary cholesterol isn't the villain, what about saturated fat? This is where things get more nuanced. It's generally true that consuming saturated fat can raise LDL cholesterol. But let's break that down. What is saturated fat? It's a type of fatty acid, a long chain of carbon atoms, fully saturated with hydrogen. Unlike cholesterol, it's not a complex ring structure. It's a building block of fats. And oil, existing in triglycerides and phospholipids. We categorize fats into three main types: saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated. Each has a different chemical structure, a different impact on the body. The connection between saturated fat and LDL cholesterol isn't a simple cause and effect relationship. It's far more complex than that. It differs from person to person. Some people will experience a significant increase in LDL with saturated fat intake, while others will barely register a change. It depends on a multitude of factors: genetics, overall diet, lifestyle, and even the specific type of saturated fat consumed. Let's return to our city analogy. Imagine LDL as delivery trucks transporting vital supplies, cholesterol, to cells throughout the city. Now, saturated fat can sometimes cause the city to order more trucks. But the number of trucks doesn't necessarily equate to a problem. It's what's inside the trucks, the cargo they're carrying, and how efficiently the city can process those deliveries that truly matters. The size and density of those LDL particles are crucial. Smaller, denser particles are more likely to become problematic, contributing to inflammation and plaque buildup. Larger, fluffier particles are generally considered less harmful. And this is where the conversation often ends too soon. We fixate on the number, the LDL value, without considering the quality of the LDL. It's like judging a city's economic health solely on the number of trucks on the road, ignoring the value of the goods they transport and the efficiency of the distribution network. Now some individuals, a small group, truly embrace a high cholesterol, high saturated fat diet. They argue that even with elevated LDL levels, perhaps 870 or higher, their health remains robust. This isn't necessarily a contradiction. It's a demonstration of individual variability. Their bodies might be exceptionally efficient at processing cholesterol. Their LDL particles may be predominantly large and fluffy, or they may have other protective factors in place. But it's crucial to understand that this isn't a universal truth. It's an outlier. It shouldn't be used as justification for a reckless disregard for dietary principles. What works for one person may not work for another. Moreover, focusing solely on LDL can blind us to other important markers of health: inflammation, triglycerides, blood sugar, and overall metabolic function. We've been conditioned to fear fat and cholesterol, to view them as obstacles to health. But perhaps it's time to reevaluate that perspective, to move beyond simplistic narratives and embrace a more nuanced understanding of how our bodies function. To recognize that cholesterol isn't the enemy, but a vital component of life. That saturated fat isn't inherently harmful, but its impact is highly individual. This isn't about advocating for a diet of bacon and butter. It's about challenging the assumptions that have shaped our understanding of health for far too long. It's about empowering ourselves with knowledge, listening to our bodies, and making informed choices based on individual needs, not blanket recommendations. Imagine a world where we focus not on restricting nutrients, but on optimizing them. Where we prioritize whole, unprocessed foods, support our body's natural metabolic processes, and cultivate a deep connection with our own well-being. A world where health is not about avoiding fear, but about embracing understanding. It's a radical shift in perspective, but one that holds the potential to unlock a future of genuine, lasting health for all of us. It's time to rewrite the narrative, not just about fat and cholesterol, but about our relationship with our bodies and with the very definition of health itself. Don't just accept the rules. Understand them, question them, and create a path to well-being that is uniquely your own.